Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I am a forest gardener and a forest garden designer, and I am just doing an impromptu live stream because I'm setting up a new project, and I just wanted to show you how I go about setting up a new project, basically, because it might be handy for people if you're a designer, you want to get into designing, then you can see how I do things. I did a live stream last week about my design secrets, and it was the different tools that I use and the process that I go through. So this is kind of following on from that. And one of the kind of key things, I'll just start out then. So working on a computer, I've worked with computers for years and years and years, and I've just come down to every single project that I do. This is a setup that I have, and I just find it kind of handy. So let me zoom in using the special keys that I have. Every time I start, I create a folder. This is for a place called Rossigilwyn Mansions, and they have music events and food and weddings and that kind of thing. So they've got a hall that they use. But the first thing I do is create 4 folders. So admin is for all the kind of administration stuff. So whether it's legal documents, PDFs, whatever, put those in there. Creations, where I keep my CAD files. Output is like the files that I output, so like PDFs that I send to clients, and then source is the kind of the stuff that I start out with. So you might get a whole lot of images from somebody, chuck them in source, and then you can do them later. So that's, for me, that works really, really well. That I always have like 4 folders that I use, and these are the folders that I've got. Let me zoom back out again, and I kind of always start off, even if I'm not really going to use it, I always kind of create a CAD file, because that gives me something to do. It might sound funny. Some people will pick up a sketchbook and start sketching and getting ideas out. I like to have like the framework in place before I get my sketchbook. That's just the way I work. I think because I'm used to computers, that's what I do. So what I do then is take a screen grab, highest resolution I can of the thing that you want to, the space that you want to take take a screenshot of the satellite photograph of the property that you've got. Which satellite one you use depends upon which one's best. Basically, go for the highest resolution one. And here you can see this is the courtyard area that the client wants for me to have a look at and suggest some ideas. So I just kind of zoom in, and that's good actually, because it just gives you an idea of the space. I took some video footage and some photographs as well that I'll use. And it's very much the idea stage now. So I take a screenshot of that, and then what I'll do is save it as a JPEG, and then I will, if you look here, let me see if I can zoom in for you. I work out how many pixels there are per meter. Pixels per meter. Was it meters per pixel? Might be meters per pixel. So it's 58 pixels divided by 10. So you can see there's the width of the scale that's 10 meters, and the width is actually 58 pixels. So there's 58 pixels per 10 meters, and so it's 58. Where does that come from? Oh, it doesn't come on here. So 58 divided by 7. Oh, it's got my way of my face. So, let me see. What's a Gilwyn? That's the number there. That's the number. That's a scale factor, which is, I'm not good at maths, and this is just something that I've learned. But that's what we use for scaling the image when we take it into QCAD. And then I hop over to QCAD, create a new file from template, and it's going to be a little bit slow because it will be. Hey, there we go, look, and there's a brand new file, and the nice thing is I've got all my layers sorted out, and these are kind of the layers and the kind of colours that I use. It varies, depends upon how I feel as to what colours I use. And then I'll save that, and Again, what is very handy if you're ever working on stuff is to give it versions, different version numbers. So let me go down to Rossagilwyn. Oh, there isn't a folder there. Oh, yes, there is. There it is. And that's a folder I created earlier, creation. It's got a backup folder in there for old versions. And this is how I do it. I just say Rossagilwyn dash, and I put 0.1. And then I'll just save things, 0.1, 0.2, I'll give it another name maybe, so 0.1 initial, and then that way you don't trip over which version has got what stuff in it, so always kind of work on the latest version and just keep a whole load of them there. So that's how I would do it, and save that. Yay! And I've saved the JPEG in the same folder, so the actual JPEG that I'm using, suppose that one is this. So I've saved that in the same folder. So now all I'm going to do is to import that image into the file and then resize it using the pixels per meter. So let's go to my work folder, go to Rossagilwyn, and then go to the image. There we go. And make sure, oopsie, before I do that, I just want to make sure that I've got the satellite layer selected. That's at the bottom. That's why it's got an X in it. So file, import, and here we go. Yep, in your own time. Thank you very much for going back to the wrong folder, but that happens. Rossagilwyn. Open that up. Creation. Satellite's coming in. Pop it down there in the corner. Lovely job. And then I'm going to scale it. So down here, you can see there's a width factor and a height factor. And that's where you put the scaling factor in. Yeah. And then what happens is, at the moment, 1 pixel is 1 meter, as you can see from the grid. But when you scale it down, it'll be to scale, which means I can just put in like a 5 meter diameter tree, and it will be and it will sync up to the actual dimensions of the property, more or less. So that's the whole purpose of this exercise, is to get the right scale for the satellite photograph, and then you can do stuff in CAD. So I'll pop that number in there. Whoa, wrong number. Whoa. Oh, it didn't like that. Hold on. Don't know where I am. Sorry. Let's try that again. Oh, I didn't copy it. Hold on. Oh, I can't see anything because I'm zoomed in so much. Oh, that number. That's the number I want. 0.17241373. And I'll pop that into the width factor. And then ka-ching. And then what you can also do, I'll send it to the back for the draw order. Send it to the back so it's behind everything else. There we go. Lovely. There we have it. That's the first thing that I do. And I'll lock that layer. So that means I can't pick it up by accident. And now anything that I do, so, you know, hold on. Yeah, anything I do now, let me create a little tree for you. Oh, no, I can show you something even better than that. I can pick up a, well, that's interesting. I can pick up, like I have a ready-made files that I'm making of the whole range of different trees that I've already kind of prepared. Some that I've prepared earlier. And let me just go and get them, because that'll be I can show you that too. So Forest Garden CAD, canopy layer, and this all kind of hooks in with the Forest Garden spreadsheet eventually, that all the trees from the Forest Garden, creating a Forest Garden, all the trees and the shrubs in here I will put into the CAD file, so that then you can just open up the CAD file, copy and paste. So for example, sweet chestnut's always a good one. Everybody should have a sweet chestnut. So you grab that file. So this is one I made earlier. Go to my Rossagilwyn and say, how about a sweet chestnut smack bang in the middle of that square? Ba-dum! probably not. But you can see it comes in straight away, and then you can have multiple sweet chestnuts everywhere. Actually, I think it should go over here. That'd be nice. Yeah. Okay, so that's that, and I'll just show you the. I'll just show you on my folders. There we go. So you can see that's the CAD file that I've saved, and when I've gone to the next version, I put the old versions into the back folder there. So that's how I start a project off. And then finally is the notes. I use Simplenote, and on a Mac I prefer using it's a piece of software called nvALT, which stands for notational velocity, but it's like Simplenote, but I prefer it. It's quicker and nicer. And then I have these things here, template home, and I can create files. So I'll show you this one, home file here. It's a template, and then you can publish all the it's going to start up Opera. You can publish all the notes that you keep. So I have a home page which just kind of lists the files for the program, so the CAD files and the PDF files. I use Cloudinary as well, and so I use Simplenote to publish my notes, and then I have a Google spreadsheet for all the plants, and then I use a Pinterest board for all the images that I collect for that job as well. So here you can see this is a template that I use for it, and then I just fill that in with the job specifics, and there's a link to the schedule, which is I think really important whenever you're doing the job, is to create a schedule of work, even if you're not doing the work yourself, so people get an idea of like how many years does it really take to create a garden, and do that, and then have a Pinterest board, and then have a spreadsheet of all the plants as well. So I hope that's useful. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Where's a I should put a big button on. No, which way is my finger pointing? Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll have a live stream every Wednesday, 10 o'clock British Summer Time. So do come along to that. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.